Hi, welcome back. I may or may not have an issue inside my pot of my Phalaenopsis pulchra. We shall see. I earlier today, the 9th of February, put a post with a picture, the best picture I could get with the glare of what is in this pot. I've had a couple of suggestions, and I'm hoping Sharon from Roots of Joy of Roots. I feel so bad. I'm going to put the correct name right here for you guys. But she said it could just be a simple case of mold, like wood mold. I'm hoping because, you know, like she said, cooler temperatures. I don't keep my home hot. And this does have quite the moss in it. And even though there's airflow, a little bit of space in here for airflow, the moss does stay damp fairly long time. It could also be a bugaroo. So I was going to wait and kind of wait it out, but I'm nervous. So I don't want to lose my pulchra. She's doing really, really well. I don't see anything on the top as far as any kind of critters. So I've had this one since June of 23. She's been in the setup since October of 23. She's done two, 3 leaf growths. Currently, she is in large, medium bark. It is not all Orchiata. It's kind of a mixture. It's a bark that I reused, so perhaps there was something in the bark that is causing what's in this pot. I'm going to show you guys in just a second, but I was noticing all of these active root tips, so now is the time. If I'm going to repot, now's the time. Most places that I've looked to see kind of what was going on suggest repotting, like that's their answer at the end, or repot, which that's kind of my answer for issues as well. Now, I know, Wanda, you had suggested cyanobacteria. I am hesitant to think that's that, only because all the descriptions describe it like a bluish green color, and this is more on the white side. It's not bluish green at all. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. And depending on what we find, what the roots look like, I'm going to put her in a new pot. I would like to put her back in the same size, but I don't have any more of this size, and I don't want to reuse this pot. Even if I wash it, sanitize it, bleach it, do the 9, I'm just going to throw this away, and I'm throwing the media away. But what it is, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but you see all those little white specks in there? And that could just be from the bark, but it could be scale. It's not mealybugs because it doesn't look fuzzy, and I would think that if it's mealybugs, it would also have gotten onto the orchid. I know at the beginning when I first got her, she did have a mealybug or two, but she hasn't had any since I treated her the first maybe 2-3 times. Nothing on the top of the pot would indicate that that is mealybugs, unless they're just so happy in there that, you know, they're not coming out. My other thought was that maybe it's scale. But again, if it were a type of scale, I would think it would be up here. So Sharon's suggestion of it being possibly just a mold might be the best outcome. Either way, I'm throwing this away. And after I unpot her, I'm going to go rinse her off really, really well. I have a solution of Dawn dish soap, like 1 drop in some warm water. I'm just going to kind of swish her around in there and clean her off. But first, let's see what we have in the pot and see if we can figure out what this is. I'm going to squeeze it a little bit because there are quite the roots. And this pot already had this crack in it right here. So let's see. When I pull away, oh good, they're going to be on the pot so we can actually really see. But there are some pieces of bark as well that it's showing on. And we do have this root right here I need to be careful with. Try not to lose it. If I do, collateral damage, okay? There are 2 in here, by the way. It's not like it's one that grew a keiki. It's actually two keikis that came. Let's see if I can, here's the tricky, there we go. And they'll come out together. So, let's see. It's actually, okay, it doesn't have the mushroomy smell we were talking about. No, that doesn't smell like mushroom. Put that back over there. And nope, it does not have a mushroomy smell, but I'm gonna take this piece of bark right here and I'm gonna show you up close. Right here. Is that in focus? Let me see, let me do it with my other hand here. See if I can get it into focus. I'll also take a picture of it and put it on the screen, but that's what that is. And this, I don't know. It's all coming off on my hand too, so I'm gonna have to be real careful not to touch the leaves, just in case. But we, either way, are going to get all the media off of here and restart. We're just gonna do a whole reboot of this lovely lady. I don't know what that is. It doesn't, yeah, it actually, the media itself still smells really, really fresh. There's no hint of any kind of like damp cellar smell or even a mushroomy smell. None of that. So let me get all of these bark pieces off just in case, whatever it was. And it, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I did bring my Fiskars, and it looks like I only have one root that's pretty squishy right here that I'll cut off here in a moment. I did soak them in rubbing alcohol, and they've been air drying because I did them in rubbing alcohol, then I did a flame on it, then I did more rubbing alcohol, just in case, and I'll repeat that process when I get done so I don't cross-contaminate anything. Let's see, wait a minute, wait. What is that? Is that, no, I thought that was some white stuff on there. Now what I can do is go get some rubbing alcohol, Q-tip, and let's see if the, whatever that is on the bark turns colors. Perhaps a brown color, because it didn't look like mealybugs. It didn't look fuzzy. It just looks like you know when you do baking and you decorate with those really tiny little bead balls? That's what it looks like. Just looks like some tiny little bead balls on there. Okay, so let me cut that one root off right here. Actually, let me cut both of these off because that one's nicked anyway, and dry at the top without damaging any new root. There we go. And then we'll just do this one as well. There we go. And as you can see, these are two keikis that grew. They're connected, but they were both keikis when I got them. And they've each grown 2 leaves since I got it last year. Trying to see if there's anything else we need to do with this before I go and rinse her really, really well. Because I don't see any of the spots on here at all. You know what? I'm gonna go grab my alcohol spray. We're gonna spray that and see what happens. See if anything cool happens in there. Be right back. So I have gone ahead and let her soak in my soapy solution and then just rinsed her off really, really well. So, and she's in a sanitized pot that I did clean and bleach and all that stuff. So let's find one of these guys here. And these are new gloves, by the way. Let's see, let me find one that has some really good piece. Of course, now I can't find a piece that has a lot on it, even though we saw a bunch in there. Let's see, I guess they just fell off because now I don't see any of the pieces that have, here's one. Oh, you know what? That might have been a type of mealybug because that looks kind of webby. It looks really webby, but let's spray and see what happens. And then let's wipe. Look at that. Do you see those little spots on there? I believe, after all, it could have been mealybugs, and maybe they were just happy in the pot and didn't want to bother the orchid, because here's another piece that kind of has what looks like a mealybug on it. Let's see. Spray that. Let's wipe. Yep, and again, some more. So not sure what that was, but whatever it was, it's going to go outside in the bin. I'm not putting it in my bin in here. Just throw those in there. And because of this, look at this root system. Look at that gorgeousness. I love these roots. Just love it. I'm going to actually put her in a larger pot. It is, so what she was in did not have any slats. so there wasn't a lot of airflow from the pot itself. I'm going to put her in this pot with the air slat so it dries out. It doesn't hold the moisture as long. Additionally, let me put my tag over there because I'm going to sanitize the tag as well. Additionally, I'm going to put her in large and medium Orchiata bark. There is some small Orchiata bark with some growth stones and some small perlite. And I do have some moss in there, but it is very, very finely cut up. Let me show you guys. Like, it is very, very finely cut up, so it will dry out a lot quicker and won't hold that moisture in quite as long. So let me just sprinkle some of this here at the bottom. And this has some charcoal in it as well, guys. So I have to stop using the word so. When I listen to myself, it's irritating. And so I'm sure it's irritating for you guys. I will definitely work on that. Definitely work on that. I'm putting in some mycorrhizal fungi, and this is still from last year's. I haven't started using my new pack that I got a couple of days ago. It's probably been about a week ago. Have not started using it quite yet. So here's that, and I'm just going to check her over really, really well to make sure I don't have anything lurking anywhere. Let me check inside the joints here. Nope, I don't see any mealybugs anywhere or anything else. So let's get this first root in. And then we'll just kind of curl it around. That was our longest one. And curl it around. And then I'm going to twist my pot so that I can kind of get her down and centered, since there is those two pieces in there. And then we'll just fill her on up. Well, you know what, regardless of what I want that root to do, the root's going to do what it's going to do, right? There, and then let's just fill this in here. We can start with some fresh goodies here. I'll just have to use my hand. With this pot, it's not allowing me to. And I'll have to get all that bark from in between all there. There we go. That's why I like using the scoop, because it keeps me from making this big a mess on the table and the bark. Go. Turn her around. So I do have her centered in the pot, and I'm not going to be able to put her back where I had her with all of the summer blooming phals, because, you know what, I'm going to cut this root right here too, because we're kinked right there. May as well start that one over, because I'm also going to put her in this decorative pot that has holes, again, just additional airflow to try to avoid whatever that was that happened in the future. So I will have to find her a brand new home on another shelf where she's still getting nice bright light. I have an idea of where I'm going to put her, but the most important thing was getting into that pot and getting whatever that was off of my lady, because I still don't know 100% what it was. It didn't have a mushroomy smell, so maybe it wasn't fungus or mold, but I'm not sure if it was mealybugs either. So either way, it's gone, in theory. I'm hoping it's gone anyway. And I am pressing just a little bit just to kind of settle the media in. So have you guys ever come across something in your orchid pots that kind of freaked you out, and you kind of watched it for a little bit, and then you were like, nope, 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 got to get in there. Got to get in there and see what that is. Because I saw it a few weeks ago, and at first I thought it was humidity, you know, the pot, because it kind of resembled humidity when just at first glance. But then it started like spreading around the pot, but the rest of the pot was dry. So I said, okay, well, let me see if I can flush it. So I did water it pretty good, just running water through it pretty harshly, actually. The water was on a pretty strong stream, like you would when you're flushing orchids that are in leca, and it still did not go away. So then kept watching it, and then I was like, no, something's not right here. And that is when I did the post, and then when Sharon mentioned perhaps it was just a type of a mold, I kind of got a little excited thinking, oh great, because that's an easy fix. I'll just let it dry out. But then I was like, what if it's not mold though? What if it's a bug and it just takes down my lady altogether? That would not be good. So here we are in the pot, taking out the old, putting in the new. And that is her. So now she's got slots on the side, slots on the bottom. She's going to have airflow from the decorative pot itself because the decorative pot has holes. And hopefully, whatever that was is gone. We'll keep an eye on her. You guys have a wonderful day.